We're almost there, Princess Peach. We're almost there to rescue you. But of course, first of all, we need to take care of the forms of Pianta Village from now on, just in case we need to get some more Shine Sprites. In addition with that, you know, well, we've only got about 15 blue coins to go. So either way, hey, what's up everyone? I'm Sonic the Hedgehog here, and I'm back for some more of yet again for the likes of the Mercy Toys videos. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry for a little bit of a coughing right there. I do apologize for that. So anyways, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of Super Mario Sunshine for the Nintendo GameCube. So last time we have managed to able to get started with Pianta Village, despite I have some trial and error moments like, for instance in the Gooby Inferno mission that I died about twice, and during forms of the Red Coin Challenge mission in the Pianta Chucksters, I simply just lost 2 lives because of that. Sometimes my camera angles decide to screw me up most of the time, even when it comes to doing the forms of trying to obtain the last 2 red coins, I should say. So either way, despite that, however, though, we did a pretty nice run through, I suppose. So today, for this episode in particular, is the fact that in addition to able to wrap things up with Pianta Village, mainly with the forms of trying to get ourselves the last few blue coins, I think we've only got about 4 more left. So hopefully we haven't got that much longer period of time, unlike the forms of how it does it in Record Harbor sometimes, and especially noticeable with Gelato Beach. Thankfully, we can able to actually get these. Oh, so I really do apologize for this point, folks, because I keep belching most of the time. I really do apologize for that. So, yeah, and as a result, we might also try to able to be focusing on the 100 coin Shine Sprite. If you can clearly tell on screen right now, that I think this is potentially one of the easiest 100 coin Shine Sprites next to the forms of the ones in Nuki Bay. Because, luckily though, from the beginning portion of this specific part, as you can see from all these little mushrooms and stuff, it actually contains 40 of those coins from the start. And by the way, the mission I'm selecting is, you guys can clearly tell what the mission itself was going to be involved. It's going to be, yes, episode 5, but luckily though, we don't have to go into the forms of the actual, the secret level again, but rather we can able to just explore the majority of the forms of the Pianta Village itself, so that way we can at least try to able to actually just to go ahead and try to obtain certain parts throughout. So yeah, as far as I can usually just try to think about this for the time. So anyway, let's go ahead and try and take care of this Pokey here. So we will deal with Yoshi for later, because for now, we need to mainly focusing on the actual normal coins collecting first, such as I don't know if they actually contain some of the coins in these boxes, or crates, whatever you want to call it, but if I'm guessing this correctly, it may not likely. So yeah, according to the forms of the actual daily uploading schedules, as far as you guys can clearly tell, today's day is the forms of the 28th of March in 2020. So in this case, that tomorrow, that the Yoshi's Crafted World will be released for about a year now, which it might be a perfect opportunity because of how the fact that Piglet might able to actually still need to get back into that game and join at some point in tomorrow. So he might be potentially trying to mention about the forms of the 1 year anniversary of the release of Yoshi's Crafted World. Well, technically it was today, just because this is still a leap year, despite with all its little bit more rough around the edges for the most part though, which I'm probably not going to point things out from this point yet again, just because of how the fact that, well, there's one little thing which I want to point out, although kind of think about it, I think I should probably let Piglet mention more on that, because obviously if you couldn't tell, I'm playing a much more of a fun game rather than just being a negative game, so either way though, that might be some consumption. So if I recall correctly, Yoshi is going to be having a pineapple for the majority of this, so yeah, because I can definitely see on that specific icon of that specific fruit in the distance, so because thankfully, once we're able to have him, well, assuming if you're able to actually just manage to just well, you know, just have a chance to able to use him. Now, I think we should probably use him for about 3 blue coins specifically. Like, one of them is actually involved around, you know, with these butterflies that we keep on about, ever since in Bianco Hills, and especially noticeable in Pina Park. Well, there might be a huge ton of portions, or a good chunks of portions of those butterflies that we can able to let Yoshi eat. And that way we can able to actually just get one of the blue coins. And the other two, on the other hand though, thankfully though, is going to be involved around with the beehives. So either way, yeah, it's kind of like the same thing for how it does it in Bianco Hills, except rather than just giving you just only 1 blue coin, instead it actually gives you like 2 blue coins in the beehives each. So this should be pretty good. Especially noticeable, this is actually a good way you can able to actually get yourselves a good tons of coins. Like, for instance, there's actually one of those things in the empty pool of anything like that, as well as the, of course, as I mentioned this before, in the beehives, and you can able to get a lot of emphasis on Yoshi's eating tongue, so that way you can able to actually eat up a whole lot more of those, these bees, and then as soon as we're able to do so already, then, you know, we would be able to actually just noticing that, so. And conveniently enough at this point, guys, this is the final time we're going to be dealing with the 100 coin Shine Sprite mission, as you can tell, just because we're almost nearly towards the end of this game. So as a result, yeah, this will be a final time for doing this, so, for the sake of the forms of tasks such as these. So, anyways, let's eat those butterflies up, and that way we get ourselves, what else? Another blue coin, and of course, we can never forget the another blue coin, which is going to be on over here. And then we need to once again take down this beehive, and then when you've done so already, I think, quite frankly though, I think I've almost nearly towards at the 50 1-ups mark, so I think this will be a good opportunity about the fact that when we get to the final frontier, well, specifically in Corona Mountain at any point, no. Oh, thank you. Whew. So that way we can able to actually just get ourselves the, what else, the 100 coin Shine Sprite. In fact, this actually took me 6 minutes compared to the forms of how it does it on 10 minutes from the likes of Nuki Bay, but I think this is the definition of the easiest 100 coin Shine Sprite in the game. Or else, on the other hand though, the most tedious one of them all, it will have to be by the forms of Gelato Beach, that's for sure, because of you have to keep on, you know, smashing those watermelons in order to actually get normal regular coins. That's all you really have to think of. So either way though, thankfully it's actually way more easier than the forms of how it does on the previous worlds, that's for sure. At least depends on time and everything. So, yay, good news to that. And this is actually the final time we're going to be using Yoshi for this game, unfortunately, because, well, the next mission we're going to be hit on to in Piantu Village, and especially noticeable, this is the final time doing Episode 7 selections of missions, and, well, we are getting close for this point, folks. We are getting pretty close. So anyways, let's go ahead and head back onto Piantu Village, and head on to the 7th episode, which is Shadow Mario Runs Wild. And again, as I mentioned this before, this is the final time to able to deal with Shadow Mario until something will happen if you do manage to able to accomplish these missions in each world. So, I'm sure most people already know about this at this point, and this is going to be the final time we're going to be seeing the nighttime version of the Piantu Village, because in the 8th episode, it's going to be most likely takes place in episode 8, basically. So either way, yeah, this is definitely the more difficult Shadow Mario missions. Well, I wouldn't say that much difficult, but it's just that the only hazardous thing you need to avoid is that every once in a while, if he starts running, he's now able to actually start creating those little fiery goop all by himself. So as a result, any occasional moments where he just does the actual graffiti writing of the M right here occasionally. So even then, this is generally more of a harder version of some of these Shadow Mario missions, that's for sure. So either way, great. I'm pretty much almost run out of water, so I'm guessing I might as well able to actually keep filling it up because of how I found that, well, I just keep on getting used to with that, you know, with that specific trick. Oh, really? Okay, I think I was gonna hoping I can able to heal myself, but unfortunately I don't think we can able to get that blue coin anytime soon. And so I think we've only got one more blue coin left in Piantu Village, potentially, so hopefully we would be able to get the actual points itself. Oh, I'll remember this. Oh, really? You stupid wind. Even though, thankfully, this is the final time we actually seen those very annoying enemies, which is specifically the wind enemies. I think the last time we've seen these guys was actually on Rekko Harbor, kind of thing about it. Once you finish the every single Shadow Mario missions, well, something is about to happen. As you can see, Shadow Mario just managed to dive straight into the water. And he's almost nearly towards at the tunnel right there. Oh my goodness! It's like Sonic Adventure all over again. Except it's on a tropical setting. And as you can see, the Delfino Plaza itself, the actual entire town, is actually completely flooded. But there's actually a catch to this though, is the fact that we can't do anything apart from the fact that you can able to go back onto the previous world, specifically, you know, Serrano Beach, but I'm probably not going to do that, just because, well, what we're going to do, well, the entire game will able to, well, forces us to able to get onto the forms of this main part, which is, of course, trying to follow Shadow Mario into this little particular entrance to that specifically, the final world, which is, as you can see, Corona Mountain. But I'm probably not going to do this just yet, though, for this point, guys. Although, I would potentially try to do this at this point for just a little bit by simply able to get ourselves the 50th 1-up, or in this case, the 51st 1-up, because even then, we will expect able to leave it as it is. So, we'll exit here. But when you exit out for the Corona Mountain, as you can see, then basically, well, everything else will be restored. So, I have no idea why they're potentially trying to give us any restorations for that part, but either way, that's just a little bit of a convenience, that is. So, although, unfortunately for me, though, I simply need to grab the actual, the rocket nozzle again, so I need to able to wrap things up with Pianta Village. I think we've only got about, well, as I mentioned this before already, we've only got about one more blue coin left, as well as 2 more Shine Sprites, if you will, because after all, we pretty much wrap things up with, you know, every single 100 coin Shine Sprites now, and, everything will get a little bit more faster, which I was hoping for anyway. So anyways, let's head back in here and do the next mission. Or in this case, the final mission in the whole entire world. Episode 8, Fluff Festival Coin Hunt. Which is basically, it's like, getting all 8 red coins once again. In fact, this is the final mission that is going to be evolved around. Well, I would say the final time we're going to be collecting those red coins necessary, just because there's actually going to be the true definition of the last red coin mission that we can do. But that was actually, specifically whenever we're able to show this off until later. Because for now, as you can see, that every single Piantos is now celebrating for joyness, and also this is obviously takes place in daytime, so seriously, whenever I manage to able to think of this game, it always reminds me like I was having a summer vacation, which, unfortunately though, for the sake of this year, as we established that before, there's nothing we can do apart from the fact that we have to stick up with the forms of that stupid coronavirus system. So as a result though, I just really miss those days when it comes to like having a nice relaxing vacation and stuff like that, so. But hopefully though, the weather should be twice as good until when it gets to a point during that summer at some point. But then again though, possibilities were just like, I don't know, pretty much unknown at this rate. So anyways, I think, if I recall correctly, sorry for a little bit of a tangent right there, the final blue coin is going to be in this blue bird. So, yeah, that's what I was thinking of anyway. So, I think this is the final time we're going to be seeing the blue bird in this game, because that way, we are essentially got every single blue coins in Pianta Village. So yeah, that's how it goes basically. So only 2 more worlds left until whenever we're done with every single aspect of the blue coins department. And well, we probably should be able to spend all of the blue coins on one specific factor, which we'll probably talk more about it until specifically on Monday the 30th of March. And that way, we can able to actually end this Let's Play off. So yeah, I can't even believe the time itself just managed to go really zoomed by, and especially noticeable how the fact that every single aspect of this Let's Play goes on pretty quickly. So anyways, if you go to this point here, straight onto the sun, and that way you can able to get yourselves the familiar image ever since in Dolfino Plaza, as well as Gelato Beach. This way, it will gives us the forms of what else? The secret Shine Sprite. So, I think this is the final secret Shine Sprite in the whole game. And then after we're done with that, then we can able to focusing on the last main mission in Pionto Village. I think potentially speaking that most people seem to have trouble with, oh yeah, by the way, we don't get ourselves a little mini intro cutscene anymore. I think this is probably because we are basically done for almost everything, apart from the fact that we need to focusing on one last thing before we take on the forms of, well, you know, just the last few missions that we can able to do at this point in time. Then, you know, you get the idea. So I've noticed that some people seem to always have trouble with this mission, probably because, first of all, that most of these red coins has been spaced out a little bit, and second of all is the fact that the ending portion of this mission can usually sometimes makes people a little bit more rage quitting at one point. Especially I've noticed something on the Super Mario Sunshine Versus montage, specifically with Attacking Toucans and Josh Jemson, which those are the channels you should definitely recommend subscribing it for, because those cool dudes were awesome. So, but I digress. So, and I've noticed that about the fact that I believe Attacking Toucans did manage to screw it up at the end. Probably because of that specifically, you need to be exactly dead on with the actual, the depth perception when it comes to trying to hang on to. You know, with that particular fluff, that as far as what the mission suggests, that this particular mission is going to be filled to the brim with those fluffs, as you probably already know. Like, specifically, there's a couple of them around here. But either way, though, we'll talk more about it whenever we're able to. Hopefully we'll try to able to get ourselves all the red coins as much as we can, so. But I digress. And what makes this mission so entirely different than the likes of how it does it on the previous missions is that, obviously as I mentioned this before, this particular background music you're going to be hearing is going to be played a lot from the outside portion of Pionto Village. Except when if you try to get onto this bit right there. Because of that though, that's you can't really hear the actual celebration music or anything like that, because as a result, you know, you get the idea for that. So, alright, so let's go ahead and go all the way from here, and just try to keep on, like, keep things moving, and then we really refuse to able to fall down. By the way, if you still hang on to the actual cage like that, what happens is you might able to actually just to fall off, and then you will simply just fall off and die. So yeah, you don't want to let that happen. Especially noticeable that since imagine if how the fact that if you get some more progression where it comes to able to finding the majority of the red coins, then if you do somehow fall off, then you're gonna have to restart the whole entire process again. So yeah, definitely not that fun. So just want to point it out. I think if I recall correctly, one of the red coins is going to be specifically down here, so I'm pretty sure I'm guessing this correctly. But then again, it has been a very, very long while since I actually played this game, so even then though, that might be some consumption. So, and eventually at this point, that since after all this Let's Play will be almost finished by then, this means that we've basically pretty much done with almost every single of those 3D Mario games, that's for sure, with a better quality, as well as better commentary, and all that kinds of jazz. Although, you guys are probably thinking about the fact that, what about the actual redo Let's Play of Super Mario 3D Land? I don't know about that, to be honest with you guys, because apart from the fact that we still haven't got ourselves our 3DS capture card, and especially noticeable how the fact that my phone storage has been pretty much limited for the most part, so I think from now on though, we'll just have to skip that for now. So as a result, yeah, we are basically almost done with every single 3D Mario games as for this point in time. I really don't know if they're going to be able to bring ourselves into a next 3D Mario game announcement, but then again though, it's all in the actual possibilities at the moment, just because then again the coronavirus has been screwing us over and over again. But regardless of everything else though, is the fact that I'm pretty sure we're getting ourselves okay for the most part though. But thankfully, you know, there are tons of games I can able to play through on my own time, so I can able to, in addition to able to actually just to play them on my own time, but also trying to able to actually just to do for the sake of practicing some of the stuff, before I'm able to actually just to do the Let's Plays off. So that might be my ideal thing kind of scenario, but either way though, for some exceptions, but either way though, that might be a little bit more, you know, constipation, I suppose. Okay, seriously, I have no idea where the next red coin can be. In fact, because of that though, this place is gonna be quite big. Well, usually relatively big, but even then, nowhere near as big as Nuki Bay, because you have to do with a lot of climbing. Whilst this particular world kind of feels like, kind of like the same vein as of how it does it in Nuki Bay. I really don't know. But then again, though, it has been such a long time since I actually played this game, you know, so... Alright, so let's go ahead and just keep on climbing up to that tree, and hopefully we would get ourselves, what else, of course, I think I have not double-checked on that tree over there, but either way, though, we'll find it for ourselves at one point. Actually, no matter what, I'll come back for that later, so... But luckily though, since we still got ourselves a rocket nozzle with us, so this means I can able to go back onto that, specifically the same tree as in like in a quicker time. So I believe the next red coin is going to be at, oh, there it is right there. Oh boy, this gets pretty tricky because of, well, sometimes my camera sometimes screws me up, but in addition to that, you know, with the slope detection right there, sometimes you have to cope for that stuff, so thankfully at least we got that red coin at least, so... And I believe, I'm presuming enough, the final red coin is going to be at the top, at the very top, on that exactly the same area, as you remember from the likes of that secret Shine Sprite, so... At least it's not too far from able to get to there for this point, because, again, with the rocket nozzle equipped, then you should able to actually just, oh jeez Louise, I have no idea what just happened. Anyways, let's try this again. Come on, reach it. I said reach the whole entire... okay, come on. Come on. Thank you. That's much better. And hopefully we get ourselves the last red coin from here. And there we go. And the Shine Sprite is going to appear on the actual 3 sets of clouds. How do we get there exactly? Well, this is what the hardest part comes in. Because either way, you know with these little fluff things, that in order to actually just to make it for the clouds, well, you have to basically just have to hang on to the actual fluffy stuff and hope for the best. Then when you're able to hang on to it, you have to wait for a few seconds until when the wind may able to actually just to blow it, well, usually relatively speaking the wind. Here's the hard part. Basically we need to judge the actual depth of it, and then if you try to, you know, hop onto the clouds, you should be safe. However, if you don't go close to the clouds, you are screwed, and as a result, you have to restart the whole entire collectathon all over again. And there we go folks, that pretty much takes care of the 100% completion of Pionto Village. So all he needs to do left now is, well, first off, before we get on to the forms of the true final world in the game, specifically Corona Mountain, we need to basically, I think we need to gather about 10 coins specifically in order to actually just to get onto that. Specifically, there's this particular Pionto right there, and as you can see, there was actually a boat there. Now, you're probably thinking about the fact that, oh sweet, we can able to actually get into that specific familiar place from the very beginning of the game, right? For free. Well, you're wrong, because you have to collect those coins in order to be able to actually just, well, get to that, obviously. I think you need to collect about 10 coins specifically in order to actually just to pay for it. But, before we get onto that, however, though, let me just go ahead and do some, a little bit more on, you know, coin scavenger hunts. So, 1 coin left. Thankfully, there's going to be one of those in the Shadow Mario posters, as far as I'm aware for this point. So there it is right here. But then again, though, the coins do respawn, so thankfully you can able to actually just to re-grab them again, unlike the regional coins. Although you can still able to grab those regional coins from Super Mario Odyssey, but all you get is just basically just normal coins and that's it. So yeah, you talk to this Pionto, and then he'll able to give you an option to give 10 coins to him, and that way we should probably hit on to that familiar place from the very beginning of the game. And that, it appears to be the airstrip. Yes, we can now able to explore the airstrip as soon as you're able to actually either leave Corona Mountain or complete the main normal campaign. So, but for me, I always tend to able to exit out the actual, the Corona Mountain to begin with. So, and as you can tell, if we bust out these little doors, that way we should get ourselves the final blue coin in Delfino Plaza. So as a result, only 10 more left. And how do we get the final 10? Well, we'll talk more about it whenever we get on to Monday. But all you get in here is basically the actual big red button right here to able to ground pound with. And like always, we get ourselves the red coin challenge. In fact, this is the final red coin mission in the game. So at least we can able to expect to able to deal with the actual, well, I think we've only got 2 minutes to complete it. So yeah, it's except the fact that this one is actually by far as one of the easiest red coin challenges in the whole game because, well, I don't think there's any death situations here and there. So either way though, although the biggest recommendation of them all though, in order to actually just do with this mission, you know, very easy and simple, is the fact that you can able to get yourselves the actual turbo nozzle with you. So that way you can able to, well, dash along in the water, and then that way you can able to grab those red coins super easily. So, in fact, the kind of thing about it though is the fact that, you know what I already did done, the 100 coin Shine Sprite in Delfino Plaza like I've already done? Well, there's also another way you can able to do this actually, by simply able to hit onto the actual air, you know, Delfino airstrip, and that way if you manage to able to gather the majority of the coins, and thankfully we can able to actually get ourselves insane amount of extra lives in specifically in this bit. So either way though, and then when you're trying to grab all the 8 red coins as you can see, then obviously the Shine Sprite has now appeared. So either way though, everything else should be self-explanatory for the most part. But before I'm able to actually obtain that, however though, I just want to show you guys there's actually another method to, you know, just trying to able to get yourselves the 100 coin Shine Sprite after all. So even then, once you're able to achieve that, then obviously the actual 100 coin Shine Sprite is appeared, but it's already collected, so let's not grab that. So instead, we need to able to grab, of course, the actual not collected Shine Sprite after all. So either way, let's obtain that, and we are good to go. So in this case, we actually got ourselves the final thing we can do. Or actually 2 final things specifically, which is, of course, Corona Mountain, and finally, perhaps most notably, is the fact that with these blue coins that we actually gathered, specifically 230 of these things, well, again, we'll discuss more about it whenever we get onto the form stuff onto on Monday. So yeah, that might be a little bit more pretty obvious thing to do. So anyways, let's launch ourselves from here to make things a little bit faster for ourselves, or you can able to use the bouncy umbrella, so that way we can able to go to that also. So either way though, that might be a little bit more of a you know, another method you can able to think of. So yeah, I guess for the most part though, for this point guys, we got endings off here. So join me next time on Let's Play Super Mario Sunshine, and that was the fact that we're going to be hit on to the final world in this game, which is Corona Mountain, to able to not only just to rescue Princess Peach, but also trying to get ourselves the final 10 blue coins in here, and we should able to actually just to stop who the actual main threat is besides Bowser Jr. So yeah, see you guys on Monday. Later fellas.